Hello and welcome to another Brimwood Farm post. Today we're going to be talking about incubation. If you know any chicken keepers who hatch their own eggs, you've probably heard the term lockdown. I'm going to be putting some eggs into lockdown today from my incubator, so I thought I'd tell you what the term means and actually show you me doing it. So the average chicken egg takes 21 days to hatch, and it's based on humidity. How large the air sac inside the egg is. Now, if you have too high humidity, then the air sac doesn't grow, and if you have too low humidity, then the air sac becomes too large. Now, the end stage of incubation, you need to ensure that humidity is really high because it softens the egg and helps that little chick hatch out, which is a gargantuan task, as you can imagine. So today I'm going to be putting my Naked Neck and Ixworth eggs into lockdown. As far as I know, I've got 8 Naked Neck chicks and 1 Ixworth. So I'm going to show you the process of what lockdown actually is. So don't worry about opening your incubator for a few minutes at this stage. The temperature will drop, but a mother hen has to get off her eggs at some point anyway. So as long as you're not leaving it open for way too long, it's probably going to be alright. Now the first thing you need to do when you open it up is to remove your automated turning system, if you have one, because the eggs no longer need turning, and they'll have to be propped up so the eggs can hatch properly. And then you can remove any eggs that you know aren't fertile. Now I've got this completely stuffed, as you can see, but I know that quite a few are not fertile, so I'm just going to pop them to one side. I always leave them in for a bit longer just in case a miracle happens and I haven't spotted that embryo, but I had quite a few dud eggs this time. So after you've taken those out, carefully remove your turning system, pop it to one side, and then some people like to lay the egg in just on its side, and then they'll candle it later and orientate it to where the chick's beak is, so they know the chick is hatching upwards. I use cut down egg cups. I've just found that it helps stop all the eggs rolling around all over the place, and it means that I can see which chicks are hatching, and it just makes life easier for me. Now I've only got 9 fertile, unfortunately. There we go, pop them all in. So that's all my eggs done, and then I can peer through the perspex sides as they're hatching and see where they've started pipping out. And then the other thing to do is to put the humidity as high as possible. So at that stage I fill all the channels with a good amount of water. You want it to be between 60 and 70 really, and then as I said before, it will spike when the eggs start hatching. Pop the incubator back on. It's just been a couple of minutes. You can see that we're already back up to the right temperature, and I ran this on a dry hatch, which means I didn't put any water in here at all, and I just monitored the air sacs over the past 18 days. And so then now I've filled it with water. It's shot up from a 20 ambient humidity to a 55, and that will keep growing. So just as a reminder, it's 3 days before your hatch date, so day 18, for most chickens. Some chickens have a tendency to hatch out a little bit earlier. My Barber Danvers, for instance, they actually often hatch on day 19. So when I'm hatching them, I tend to do lockdown on day 16, because otherwise those little chicks are trying to get out and their eggs are still really, really hard. So that's all there is to it. Now over the next 3 days I'll keep the humidity as high as possible. This will obviously spike when the eggs are actually hatching and they release the humidity from inside the egg into the environment as well. And hopefully in 3 days' time, maybe a little bit sooner, we'll have new chicks. See you next time.